What is up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. It's that time of the season again where we have completed our journey to legend rank for season 10, and I'm going to be taking you through the run that got me there. A few things before I go over the battles. This was a tough legend push, a lot of ups and downs. I was in the 2900s for literally a week and a half. I was just stuck stagnant, like 2950 down to 2850, up to 2960, back to 2910. It was literally a week and a half, like 10 days of going back and forth. And then finally on Go Battle Day, we were able to do it, which kind of stunk in a way to hit it on Go Battle Day, because you do so many battles and we're doing so many, kind of the excitement of the battle gets watered down a little bit. So my reaction wasn't much when I hit it live on my buddy Speediest Chief's stream. But yeah, it was, we were able to do it. I'm going to go over some of the ups and downs that kind of give you a microcosm of what this legend push was like. It lasted 10 days, excuse me. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold still. Might have had a little bit of a cough. But yeah, the team is Mamoswine, Lugia, and Giratina altered form. And we'll get straight into it. Honestly, Mamoswine was the MVP of this team. We see a tough lead here in game 1. And you saw our elo, we're right on the cusp of legend, right? 2998. So what I'd like to do here when I lead Ho, I go into Lugia and I try and throw the Sky Attack right away, because sometimes they like to Brave Bird right away and dip, and I can catch them on CMP, but this opponent did not fall for it. I do shield the Brave Bird to try and maintain some health. In comes Zekrom, which is kind of annoying because, like, they throw right before the Aeroblast. Like, if I throw the Sky Attack, I mean, it only does a little bit of chip damage, so it wasn't worth it. Then I have to make the decision, like, am I willing to go down 2 shields? But I figured I would Powder Snow down here and then hope Giratina Altered has a favorable matchup in the back. Only a Wild Charge, which is nice, so they must be running Draco and realized they weren't going to get there. I'm expecting Ho-Oh to come back in. Could have arguably thrown the Avalanche, but I decided to just switch right away. They're able to catch on Dialga, and at this point, this game is pretty much over. Our damage just a little bit too soft to get rid of this thing, and he can just save shields for either one, to be honest. Like, he could shield the Dialga and farm down. He could save shields for Ho-Oh. Whatever he does, he's in a pretty good spot. I decided to shield here, which is kind of questionable. But, like, it doesn't really matter. Because I would have lived that Iron Head, got off a Claw, maybe Powder Snow down, but no way I'm getting to 3... excuse me. No way I'm getting to 3 Avalanches against the Ho-Oh. Just not enough health for that. Move coming through. And, yeah, they smartly Earthquake to avoid debuffing themselves here. I'm going to spam off some of these claws. We get a shield. I stopped running Ancient Power. I go for the Shadow Sneak because if I'm not mistaken, I think it does slightly more damage. I actually could be wrong about that, but I just assume it does slightly more. I'm going to look that up because I wanted to look that up while I was battling and I forgot to. I'm pretty sure it does slightly more, right? All right, Mamo versus Gira A, a positive lead this time. They swap into Dialga. I don't have like a hard answer to Dialga, so what I typically do is Avalanche and then go Lugia. This puts it into like Dragon Tail downrange just by shielding once. If he baits with Iron Head, he might get to another Iron Head, but he won't get to a Draco or anything. Dragon Tail down. Luckily, he only gets to 1 move there. Waiting for what's going to come in. It's Giratina. Giratina's so bulky, I decided to go straight for the Aeroblast. Yeah, I'm just over farming like crazy here. Just committing to the Aeroblast. Because the Sky Attack really doesn't do much, and he doesn't throw his move, which allows me to get this off. This is pretty huge. Get off another Aeroblast. I land it, and somehow it was CMP. I'm not sure. That's a good thing I just opened up PvPoke, because now I can look this up. And yeah, pretty comfortable win there in that game. So we see that last set, I believe, we actually started 0-3. And so that first game was in front of the first games of the set. We started 0-3 at 29.98, and I managed to win the next two, so I only dropped a little bit. And that has also been a good lesson of this season's Legend push. By the way, what the heck? A 50,000 CP Mewtwo? I'm just noticing that. You should send this video to Battle Bill and tell him the timestamp. 50,000 CP Mewtwo. Anyway, yeah, I didn't get tilted. I knew I was on the cusp of Legend. I had been on the cusp of Legend for a week. So starting 0-3 in a set, I didn't allow that to negatively affect my mood and make myself misplay the last two games. I was able to start a set 0-3, win the last two, stay level-headed as we go into this next set. Mamo versus Mewtwo. There we go. Normal CP. Giratina altered versus Lugia. No, Lugia does win CMP, so that makes sense. And then the other thing I wanted to look up was Ho-Oh. What does more? Oh, they actually do the exact same, believe it or not. So it's a good thing I looked it up. I'm sure some of you guys have already commented down below. Dragon Claw and Shadow Sneak actually do the exact same damage. So Shadow Sneak's a pretty terrible move. Pretty terrible move. It's just there for coverage purposes. Alright, gonna shield up this Iron Head. Gotta go for the Avalanche here. The Dialga had quite a bit of energy, but that Mewtwo is still lurking, right? Aggressive swap. I sneak in a Shadow Claw, which is pretty nice. I decided to shield the first one in case he goes for like a Shadow Ball. And there's a Groudon in back. This is going to be close. Down a shield, and he shields the Dragon Claw, which is really interesting. Down a shield him in a tough spot because the Groudon can simply just double Earthquake here. But we're going to try and pull some shenanigans. Going to try and pull some shenanigans. Giratina was able to take the Earthquake on the chin. I was thinking about like catching here, but the thing is, if I catch, the Mewtwo has a Psy Strike banked. So there really isn't much I can do at this point. And like the Earthquake would have KO'd my Mamo anyway, so yeah, just when you go down a shield against Pokemon with heavy hitting charge moves, usually in a tough spot. Let's see if we can come back here. Positive lead. In comes Mewtwo. I CMP tie here on the Avalanche. And because he threw at 6, I think I might be thinking he'll throw once again at 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Able to catch the Psy Strike on Lugia. Mewtwo has 2 residual Psycho Cuts. Not going to expend a shield here. Even if it's a Shadow Ball, I should live it. It's an Ice Beam. It hurts. I think I could have done a couple more Dragon Tails there, but that's alright. So I undercharge a little bit. I get a shield. That really surprised me. And he makes a nice catch on Metagross. Really nice play. Saves all that energy from Mewtwo. I'm going to get out of here. This way I can save Lugia as like a potential sack swap later on. Meteor Mash hurts. This is why we're running Shadow Sneak. I used to run Ancient Power on my Giratina Altered to help with the Togekiss matchup, the Ho-Oh matchup. Which we do miss it now with the Ho-Oh matchup, but It's really nice against Mewtwo. It's really nice against steel types like Metagross to have that ancient power coverage, or sorry, Shadow Sneak coverage. Even though we just looked up how bad of a move Shadow Sneak is. Come in with my Mamo. It's actually CMP here. He caught it and CMP'd me. Really nice play. But now I just need to get this Giratina low enough. But this Giratina is going to get to a move, actually, and this won't quite KO, so I'm going to need to catch here. Avalanche comes through, and we make the catch. We make the catch. Please be a Shadow Ball. It is. Of course, it's going to be a Shadow Ball. And then we're able to just, with a Powder Snow down, our opponent surrenders. So a nice quality win there. Those are the types of games that you just gotta steal. Like, a lot of games you should win based off of your team comp. A lot of games you might lose just based off of team comp. Those are usually the games where people DM me, great game, Rise, when you lose off team comp. I'm just kidding. But it's those in-between games, right? Where you can just steal a few wins, maybe that should have been losses. If you can steal maybe 1 or 2 games every day with some of those nice plays, those can make a huge difference on your push to Legend. So we're in a pretty solid situation here. I was able to correctly shield the superpower, and because this Melmetal's debuffed, these Rock Slides are going to do not very much damage at all to our Giratina. We're going to come out of here with a ton of energy. I know there's a Togekiss, so that's why I'm not throwing anything at the Melmetal. I'm just farming up so I can at least chunk away at this thing. This is where having Ancient Power is kind of nice, but like, it's still a bad matchup, and Shadow Sneak doesn't do that much less, to be honest, than Ancient Power. Because it actually does more than Ancient Power, like normally, if they're both neutral. So when there's like a 1-stage effectiveness difference, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I swap Lugia, and I'm met by an Excadrill. Normally in this matchup, I would at least build up to the Aeroblast, but because this is like the end game, and I think fast moves might end up coming into play, like in terms of Dragon Tails, Powder Snow, Shadow Claws, I'm just going straight Sky Attack here. I'm not even bothering building up to the Aeroblast. I do let in a free Mud Shot there, so not very good timing from me. But yeah, we're just chunking away. Our opponent decided to take that last one. I'm debating whether I want to shield this or not. And I do at the last second decide to shield because I have the Sky Attack loaded. They catch it on Toge, but this is honestly perfectly fine for me because that Togekiss had an Ancient Power. So this way I no longer have to worry about the move from Togekiss. And you can only store 2 moves on Drill. And even if he doubled up there, a Drill Run would not have been enough to take out our Mamoswine. We had it back, so GG. Mamo versus Gira. Oh man, this is in normal speed. Rise. What are you doing? The YouTube audience, they've got short attention spans. Normal speed? Unbelievable. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just finding the right spot. So we landed the Bulldoze against Mel. And then we're going to go for a farm down here. Similar type of play to the previous game. It's like when we're sensing Legend in our grasp. We're sensing Legend in our grasp, so time moves a little bit slower in these battles. Rock Slide comes through. Isn't it amazing how, like, when you're battling live speed, it can seem a little bit fast. I think the top battlers, like, when I watch Dunebug battle, the way he plays is, like, so calculated. I feel like for him, it's almost moving in slow motion. Like, he never seems like he's rushed or anxious. But when you're battling, right, in tense situations, sometimes it can seem like things are moving quickly. But then when you watch a battle, and we're used to watching them at 150% speed, starts to seem slower. I would go back and just simply edit this and get this back to 150%, but I kind of want my raw reaction, like watching it over for the first time, because I feel like it's a lesser quality product if I have already seen the battles and then I have to have a reaction again, so I like to avoid, unless I absolutely have to, going back and rewatching, because then I don't have the same reaction as if I had just watched all these battles and then I'm trying to put on a reaction again, Trying to eye here if I can get to an Aeroblast. Doesn't look like it, so I'm just getting off the Sky Attack for some chip. Missed the bubble there. Not ideal. Hit those bubbles. I do get a shield, which is big. That shield is massive. That puts this into avalanche range. Coming in here with Mamo. Nice counting by our opponent. They throw right before we get to the avalanche. And they bait us. Very nice bait. Nothing fancy, just throwing this thing right away. I might have to make a catch here to have a chance. I make a catch. Excuse me. Stayed alive. But the Zacian has energy, if I'm not mistaken, and they undercharge. Oh, yikes. I don't want to give the opposing Giratina too much farm. I think one Shadow Claw. Oh gosh, okay. One Shadow Claw might have KO'd anyway. So I only give it one Shadow Claw farm versus potentially two. And we get to the Avalanche. Probably one fast move or so before they get to the Shadow Ball. So you see 2 games in this Legend climb that came down to catches in the end game. Definitely something to work on. And we're at 2984, a 3-2. Can we get it? No. We're 2 points short again. Once again at 2998. So that isn't the 2998 you saw before. This is 2 sets later. We went down, we went up to 2998. And here we go. Okay. Back to 150% speed. Sorry about, I'm not sure how that snuck in there because I did clip all these battles individually, so must have forgotten to speed that last one up. Hopefully the rest of these are 150% speed. Our Lugia is met by Zacian. And this set, I'm going to show you the battles all from this set. The last few sets I've kind of condensed into a couple battles that I lost or won. This set, I'm going to show you the actual set. We're just going to sack our Lugia here. I decided to come in right away with Gira, just in case it got to a close combat against Mamo. Aggressive swap in Mamo. I really think this is going to be a bait. So I call the bait. Get off the Avalanche here. Is the Giratina, or sorry, the Dialga willing to shield? It is. I have a Dragon Claw banked. So I'm going to get another shield. Unless they just let this go. No. And at this point, I feel like I have to shield something here. They did have a ton of energy banked. So that could have been a Draco, even though it's most likely a bait. I don't think they have enough for a Draco here. So I call the Iron Head, have to save a shield for a Shadow Ball from the opposing Gira. And I'm trying to get off these claws before a potential Ominous Wind boost. Dragon Claw coming through. Probably going to need to get to one more. I sneak in a Shadow Claw. Do they have double? Ominous Wind has it loaded. And we're able to take the win. Wow. Very close game. Probably came down to 1 or 2 fast moves in the end there before they got to another ominous win. Uh-oh. The app has crashed. It senses legend. Could be approaching. Alright, so I obviously see a ton of Dialga leads, like everyone does. Probably the most common Pokemon run in Master League. So what I typically do is I Avalanche, and he actually shielded. So if I had landed that Avalanche, I would have gone straight into Lugia. But this is still a big chunk of health to deal with on Dialga. So I'm actually going to throw another Avalanche here. Try and chip this thing. Then I swap in Lugia. And he swaps in Lando. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking about whether I want to bait or not here. And against a Pokemon that you've already shown you have a really hard answer to, people are less likely to shield. So you saw I originally was thinking Sky Attack, but once he landed that next Rock Slide, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go Aeroblast instead. I feel like he's less likely to shield at this point. I get the attack boost. In comes Groudon, and it's a Mudshot Groudon. It's going to have a hard time farming us down. I don't think this Fire Punch is going to KO, so I'm not shielding it. Look at that. Lugia tanks the Fire Punch. Nice catch from the opponent. But this is perfectly fine. I just swap in my Mamo to do some damage with Powder Snows. And I get the last shield. So at this point, this is pretty much game over. We still have a fully healthy Giratina in back. Pretty sure this Groudon has multiple Fire Punches, so I'm just going to let Mamo go. And like 2 Dragon Claws should do the trick from this range. I shield this first one. I feel like he's less likely to bait on this one. And we're in a pretty comfortable situation now, because Giratina's tanky enough to tank an Earthquake. And we should be able to outpace to our next Claw before an Earthquake. There we go. Taking out the Groudon. You know what I just noticed? My mic levels look different than normal. Hopefully everything's okay. And I don't have to re-record this entire video. But we will see in the near future. Oh gosh. Okay. Land the Bulldoze. Big land and a catch. Probably going to be a Rock Slide here. But no, it's a superpower. They went for it. So a really great start to this game. And remember, we're 2-0 this set. If we can win this game, a 3-2 should be enough to clinch Legend rank. So this is essentially a game to hit Legend. I decide to let the crunch go through. Come in with Lugia. Going for a big farm down here. I sneak in a Dragon Tail. Now I don't think he'll be able to get to 2 crunches because of that sneak. I get debuffed. And I do get the full farm down. Huge farm down. Have an Aeroblast loaded. Gonna go for it. I think I just blind through the Aeroblast there. And I kind of forgot how low. That was actually shielded, but the 1 HP from the shield took it from orange to red. Kind of funny. Gonna have to respect the superpower here. Over farming a little bit. I think I could have done one more, but just wanted to be safe, you know. Sometimes in these situations, you just try and be a little more cautious. And there's a Giratina in back. And this Avalanche I'm going to get off is going to do so much damage. I over farm a little bit as well to try and throw off his counting. And we actually get off the Avalanche before he ever throws the Shadow Ball. Good game. And that is the game to hit Legend rank. And you know what's funny? And what's funny is I told you guys for 2 weeks I had been going back and forth, right, in the 2900s, 2800s, and So many sweaty battles, so much tough competition. I go 3-0 at 29.98. And my next two battles, after I had clinched legend rank from a 3-2 at 29.98, I got two paid actors. I got one person I didn't know that paid actored me, and I got one person that I actually do know a little bit. That is actually the only person I've ever banned from my Twitch stream, because they don't necessarily stream snipe, but they lurk in your chat, watch your battles in Q and GBL, and have a chance of queuing into you. So there's that, and they also just two different personalities, two different senses of humor. For my mental health, I just kind of needed to not let them be in my chat anymore. But anyway, we get the 3-2 necessary, which actually ended up being a 5-0 because we got two paid actors in the last two battles. And there we go. 3,068 legend rank for season 10 achieved. And it's nice to do it as early as possible. Just kind of more relief at this point. And once again, as we hit legend, and I've actually got my phone open too, so I can hide this current screen, and we can go to my phone, and you guys can see me with the new legend pose, the new jacket, and pretty neat, right? Pretty neat. I kind of like this pose, like a little bit of a strut, and I've got the cool jacket style. Probably get a better look at it. Yeah, I like the new jacket, and it matches my Delibird gloves quite well. But thank you guys so much for watching. One more thing with hitting legend once again. I know there's a ton of you guys that some of you, legend might just seem completely unattainable, like it's out of the realm of possibility. Some of you maybe are like usually really close but can't quite cross that hump to hit legend rank, and that's okay. And in this game, it takes a long time to get good at, especially if you're someone that's new to Pokemon in general and you don't necessarily like know your typings, what's super effective against what. I think then it can take even extra long to get good. If you're someone like me that has played video games your whole life, has had played Pokemon growing up, already knew 90% of your typings, then you might have a little bit of an advantage, a head start, and it's more just learning the mechanics and knowing your counts, your energy. And then a big thing, which is kind of, there's a lot of this game is just like mathematics, X's and O's, science, like knowing your matchups. But then there's a partial factor, which is just like late game recognition, kind of a feel, whether that's guessing what's in the back or knowing, should I shield this or should I let it go? Those types of endgame situations also make up a big, maybe not a big percentage, but a considerable percentage in terms of your climbing in Go Battle League and PvP in general. So, all that said, thank you guys so much once again for watching. We hit legend rank for season 10. After I first started Go Battle League, I first started doing PvP, that was season 1. I ended at about 2,900. Didn't hit legend season 1. Season 2 hit legend. Season 3 fell short. After that one season I fell short and I decided to really lock in, I think I've become a different level of battler, and legend hasn't really been too much of an issue or a question every season since season 3. So season 4 and on, we're cruising, and looking forward to seeing what else we can do together and what I can do as well in Pokemon Go PvP. But all that said, thank you guys once again for watching. I think I've said that like 3 times now. I've got some cool shorts coming for you recently. Someone commented that they wanted to see more shorts on my channel, and I agree with you. Shorts are also really good for the YouTube algorithm, because most videos kind of get promoted for like 2 days, like 48 hours. They will get most of their views, but shorts seem like they kind of keep getting promoted over time. That's why my most viewed video is a short, because in a couple of days it got like 40,000 views, but it kept getting views over time and got up to like 100,000 views. So anyway, all that said, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Leave a like, comment anything you'd like down below. All comments help this video get out there, help it get on people's recommended feeds. And I thank you for the 5th and final time, with more times to come. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.